Today's tune is the Alderman's Hat. I learned this tune as a kid and really haven't played it with many other people. And so over the years it really evolved and I changed it up a lot. Getting ready to teach it to you all online, I was looking at some versions online, listening to recordings, looking at some sheet music, and it was really fun to notice all the ways that I've changed it over time. I'll make a second video where I kind of look into that. But here is a version that I think is reflective of both what I learned and what I've seen online. So right away, very minor-y. The things to notice is we're going to have the low first finger on the A string. So if I start on that G, low first finger, C natural, regular D, F sharp, F natural to the G, and we will, there's no open E, but we will at some point have a I use my pinky for that just because I'm already using my third finger for a D, so I use that pinky for the E flat or D sharp. Either way, I'll play the tune through a bunch of times, nice and slow, and then I'll talk about what those notes are a little bit more. But this is the Alderman's Hat. A again. So the first thing that I want to point out about playing this tune is it's often a rocking pattern of one note up to the next and back down again. So as we're crossing strings, don't move your finger from the first place that it was, because you'll just be returning there. So I'll point this out in the A part. Go right back to that third finger, don't move it. Hold the second finger and back. Hold the third. I changed something there. That's what it was. But either way, you still hold that second finger. This is a good tip for everyone for all tunes, is if you're going back to that note, don't move the finger. Keep it there. It's a really nice, kind of like a landmark or an anchor to keep you in tune, but it makes you more efficient. You have to move less, and there's less chance of then your bow getting there before the finger and hearing that kind of awkward sound of the finger landing on the string. So on the B part, we had the exact same thing too. A lot of spots to keep those fingers down. So we have open D as our pickup note. So we have a third finger on the D string for the G, to our B flat, back to the G, and then we have an F sharp there, to the D, back to the F sharp, back to the G, B flat, and now the F sharp to the open A, back to the F sharp, back to the G, and I really like da-dum, ba-dum, slurring those together. It just creates this nice down, where the downbeat is coming inside of that slur. Down, down, up, down, up. Just feels very comfortable. So then that last phrase, we have a C to a D. Move that second finger, but keep the third finger there because we go back. No, we don't. So that's where you'll see me do two different things. A bunch of times I go D, B, A, G. The B, A, G stays the same every time, but sometimes I'm going back to my third finger on the A string and walking down out of it, skipping the C. Other times I go back to that second finger on the A string for the C, and then the B, A, G. And I think I'm not in control of that. That's kind of depends on if I kept my third finger down, because I'm in the habit of keeping fingers down, then I get the third finger. And if I didn't, then I get the second finger. So whichever one feels more comfortable, I think, works. I think melodically, going to that C is a little bit prettier, but then we're also going from a second finger on the E string over to a second finger on the A string, which is not a comfortable shape for some hands. So either way, here's that whole A part again. Hold it, keep the second, walk up, C. I'm going to try for the C. Here we go again. down to the B part, we have that same down down falling into the downbeat. So I'm going to keep that third finger on the A string for the D note when I go over for that G, so it's back there. And I go right back to that G as well. So now I'm kind of building this chord in my hand where I'm going to have my third finger and my second finger and then my pinky all at the same time. And I still want that third finger there because I go with the third finger to the second finger. So from the beginning of the B part, and the same kind of dynamic happens where I go back to the 2. And so now I'm building a second finger on the A string, first on the E, third on the E. And then, hang on. Let me talk about those first 2 phrases a moment before we go into that pinky. So there, I've got to make sure when I'm going to the second finger on the E string, with that third on the A, that the A is standing upright on its tippy toes, so that I don't get that terrible noise of the fleshy part of my third finger touching the E string and hence muting the sound quality that I want. And the same thing happens, and now it's the middle finger that really needs to stand up straight on its tippy toes so I can get to the first finger. If you've ever played guitar or another chord instrument, really you're drawing out a chord shape. We're drawing, that's an arpeggio, and then that's another arpeggio. So we're just kind of rocking around between them, and it helps. The more we hold them in place without peeling our fingers up, the more they're available for us. Making sure you're not choking your poor fiddle. No one likes to have their neck squeezed. So being really gentle to it. If you're noticing tension in your hands, stop, relax it, go into it again. But all those shapes feel pretty comfortable to have that third finger in between the second and pinky, but over a little bit, and then it switches over. So now it's the second finger is sticking out over in between the first and the third that are in action. And now the last thing that we do is, we're not using our open E, we're using that dark and spooky sounding E flat. I, in a different context, might use my third finger for an E flat or a D sharp note, but here I'm going from that to the D and back again. So I really want to have that D. So D, C, D. There's the G, and now it feels familiar from the A part. Again, sometimes I throw in a D instead of the C. Either would work. It's more of a C to a B. One more B part. Holding those fingers down definitely adds a level of complication. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you can go. Like, we don't have to hold them down. It opens up a whole lot of other possibilities to us down the road if that feels comfortable. There's something else I wanted to say about this tune. Let's play it again all the way through, and maybe I'll remember the thing that I was thinking earlier. So, open D to that third finger on the G string as our pickup note. more A just for fun so I can fix that. That was the note it did. Now the A. One more time. So this is I just love this tune. It's fun, and it opens up a lot of possibilities for some playing around on those arpeggio shapes and those chords. My apologies for that spot on the A part that I keep swapping out the A instead of the D there, because we're outlining the same chord twice, but one time we go up to a different note, and so my ears are just swapping it around right now. Check out the video the next video, which has some different variations and versions on this tune, and it offers some chances to really make it your own, spice it up, and go in some different directions. And hopefully you enjoyed this tune called The Alderman's Hat.